For our final section in Chapter 6, we need to journalize those two adjusting entries that we did for supplies and prepaid insurance. We just had the little a and the little b labeling those, and we had them in our worksheet. Now we need to put them in journalized form. So remember that adjusting entries are the journal entries recorded to update the general ledger accounts at the end of a fiscal period. We want to make sure that the supplies that we actually have in the supply closet is what we have reflected on our account form as well as the worksheet. So we're going to use the adjusting entries straight from the worksheet and just put them into a journalized form. So on your note guide, draw an arrow or label these as we go from our worksheet into our journal. So we have on your note guide, you have these two pictures here. We have our worksheet there in green, and then our journal entry. So draw an arrow where those numbers are coming from. So the first one, the date, the last day of the month, that's pretty obvious. Notice we do have a heading here, adjusting entries at the top of the journal. We started a new journal page just for adjusting entries all on their own. No numbers go on that line. That's just a title. 2, the date, the last date of the month. That's what we're updating for. And then we're just carrying those adjusting entries from our worksheet up here at the top down into our journal. Remember, we always list the debit line first. So we have our expense, supplies expense, a debit of $530 is exactly as it is in the worksheet. And then we have supplies, a credit of $530. So nothing crazy, we're just transferring those numbers from our worksheet into the journal. So we have them in journalized form that we can post. Same exact thing for our prepaid insurance. Remember, we started January with $900, but we really used $150, so we had that $150 expense, that $150 adjustment. So draw a line from where these numbers are coming from on your note guide. Draw a line from the green, our worksheet up here, where these numbers are coming from down into your journal. So we have that heading. We're going right underneath the heading. You don't need to write it again, but we're just going right underneath the first adjusting entry. Our date's still the last date of the month when we do our adjustments. Then we're carrying that expense. The debit always goes first, so insurance expense, a debit of $150, exactly as it is in our worksheet. And then we have our credit of $150 coming straight from the worksheet. So there are 2-line entry because none of our special accounts are being used. And that is how we journalize those adjusting entries. Of course, at the end of the month, we would need to post those journal entries. So you can see here, this is our ledger. We have that credit to supplies, the credit to prepaid insurance, and our new balances reflect the amount of supplies, that $90 of supplies we actually have in our supply closet, that $750 that we actually have at the end of January in our prepaid insurance account. So you have 3 questions here at the end of 6-4. Be sure that you answer those, pause the video, answer those questions, and then go through the rest of the video to make sure that you have your answers correct.